Are you sick of worrying about what will happen? When you're unsure, do you worry about things you can't change or fear the unknown? The famous warrior Miyamoto Musashi lived in a world that was always changing, but he learned how to stay calm, focused, and unmovable. Using Musashi's timeless wisdom, this video will show you 5 powerful ways to accept uncertainty and make it your biggest strength. Lesson 1. Shift your focus from control to adaptation. Do you try to control your future, your relationships, and your success, but when things don't go as planned, you feel angry and anxious? It's okay, you're not the only one. In a world that is basically unsure, most people spend their whole lives desperately trying to make things certain. But what if adapting was the key to success and peace instead of controlling? One of the best samurai warriors in history, Miyamoto Musashi, knew this to be true. He lived during a time of constant war, when figuring out what would happen next wasn't important for life. It was more important to adapt to it. He says in the Book of 5 Rings that being rigid will cause you to fail, but being flexible will help you succeed. He wrote, "To be fixed is to die. Flow is the key to living." Those who hold on to power often break when things get tough, while those who learn to adapt do well no matter what. Consider water. It takes the shape of the cup when it's poured into it. It flows around things that get in its way. Water doesn't fight change. It just goes with it. Musashi thought that the best way to handle life was to be flexible and able to run with the flow of things no matter what. People make the biggest mistake when they think they can know what will happen and control it. They make detailed plans for their lives and expect everything to go well. But when unpleasant things happen in their lives, like losing their job quickly, a relationship ending badly, or a health emergency, they break down. The truth is that doubt will always be there. Things will change no matter how hard you try to keep them the same. Instead of fighting, it's smarter to accept that things can change. How can you move from being in charge to being able to adapt? First, figure out what you can control and what you can't. You have no power over outside events, other people, or the future. But you have power over how you think, what you do, and how you react. When you don't know what to do, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, ask, "How can I handle this?" This small change in how you think can turn your fear into strength. Letting go is another thing that can help you become more flexible. Musashi followed the principle of non-attachment, which meant that he never held on to things, people, or hopes. He thought that holding on too tightly made people afraid of losing them. Your mind will be free if you train yourself to let go of the need to be in charge. You will understand that you are strong enough to handle anything that comes your way and keep going. The smartest and most creative fighters, leaders, and thinkers in history were not those who try to take over the world, but those who learn how to get along in it. You will never be afraid of uncertainty again if you learn how to change. In fact, you will thrive in it. Lesson 2. Build a strong inner foundation. Outside events are hard to predict. Chaos, change, and times that test your patience, strength, and ability to bounce back are all parts of life. Things around you are out of your control, but you can control what's going on inside your head. People who crumble under pressure are different from those who thrive in uncertainty because they have a strong inner base. The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi knew this very well. Rather than coming from outside sources, he thought that real power came from inside. Musashi lived in a time when there was war, fighting, and danger all the time. Even though his life was full of surprises, he stayed calm, focused, and strong. How? Through discipline, self-awareness, and emotional control, he built a strong base inside himself that could not be shaken. His book called the Book of 5 Rings says, "See what the eye can't see." This means that real strength doesn't come from the outside world, but from having a mind that can handle anything. Being disciplined with yourself is one of the best ways to build a strong inner base. People knew Musashi for how hard he trained. He trained in swordsmanship non-stop, getting better at it by doing it every day. He thought that a soldier who doesn't train would fail in fight. The same is true for today's world. Consistent work on your thoughts, abilities, or habits is what will keep you stable on the inside. Start by making habits that will help your mind and body every day. This could be any activity that helps you get clear and focused, like working out, meditating, writing in a book, etc. Little things you do every day add up to big things that make your base so strong that uncertainty doesn't bother you anymore. Self-awareness is another important factor. A lot of people don't even realize it, but they let fear and worry run their lives. Musashi said that a fighter must first learn about himself before he can master anything else. Take some time to think about how you felt and what you did. Do you freak out when you don't know what will happen? Or do you stay calm and think about it? You can handle your fears and questions better if you know more about yourself. Another important part of a strong inner base is emotional balance. Take charge of your feelings, or they will take over you, Musashi wrote. Rather than stifling feelings, this means taking charge of them. Many people feel frustrated, scared, or angry when they don't know what will happen in their lives. But a fighter stays calm because they know that feelings are only temporary and shouldn't control what they do. Mindfulness, deep breathing, and separating yourself from things can help you get to this level of control. So, discipline, awareness, and emotional control are the building blocks of a strong inner foundation. If you work on these traits, doubt will not be able to control you. You stop being afraid of the unknown and gain the courage to face it head on. This is how a real fighter thinks, someone who doesn't give up, even when things get rough. Lesson 3. Take small, consistent actions. Many people stop when they don't know what to do. They think about every option too much, worry about things they can't change, and then do nothing. What you don't do, though, only makes you more afraid, doubtful, and sorry. Miyamoto Musashi knew this very well. He thought that the best way to deal with confusion was to act right away, even if it was just a little thing. Musashi wrote, "The way you train is the only way you can fight. That is, how you train, how you prepare, and how you act every day will decide how well you do when it matters the most. If you're slow to train, you will be slow in fight. If you wait for sure things all the time, you won't be ready when problems come up." When people are dealing with uncertainty, one of the worst things they can do is focus on the big picture instead of the small steps they can take. They feel stressed out when they think about their long-term goals, their fears of failing, and all the problems that lie ahead. Don't worry about the whole trip, just think about the next step. Picture a fighter getting ready for battle. He doesn't always think about how to win the war. He instead works on getting better at the fight in front of him by sharpening his sword and improving his skill. Things always work out the same way. It's important to take things one step at a time when you don't know what will happen. The key is to be consistent. When you do small things every day, they add up to unstoppable energy. If you want to learn a new skill, change the way you think, or reach your goal, you need to keep working at it, not just when you feel like it. This idea was the foundation of Musashi's whole life. He never missed a day of training because he knew that even small gains made him stronger. Think about an area of your life where you feel hesitant to move forward. You might not want to start a new business, get healthier, or follow your dream because you don't know what will happen. Start small instead of waiting for things to become clear. Do one thing today and then something else tomorrow. These small steps add up over time, and all of a sudden, something that seemed impossible before is possible. You change your mind from fear to confidence by consistently doing things. You understand that doubt is not a problem, but a chance to grow. Getting used to acting even when you don't know what will happen makes the future less scary. Musashi says that the only way to become truly strong is to practice every day, keep your mind on the task at hand, and have the courage to move forward even when the way is unclear. Lesson 4. Reframe uncertainty as opportunity. We feel fear, worry, and anxiety when we don't know what will happen next. Uncertainty makes us feel uncomfortable. But Miyamoto Musashi thought that the bravest warriors were the ones who were open to confusion and used it to their advantage. Perceive that which cannot be seen with the eye, he said. This means going beyond what you see and finding hidden chances where other people only see problems. When we're not sure what will happen, we have to get out of our comfort zones and think, change, and grow. People who have faced uncertainty head-on have done some of the most amazing things in history. People who are entrepreneurs, warriors, or artists have all known that doubt opens the door to possibilities. Musashi fought more than 60 duels, and most of the time he was up against stronger or more experienced opponents. He used his opponent's lack of knowledge to his benefit. To turn uncertainty into a chance, you need to change the way you think about it. What if this leads to something better? Is a better question to ask than what if everything goes wrong? Every challenge has the ability to make you stronger. When things don't go as planned, try to learn something from it. Also, if a door closes, it could be pulling you towards something better. Musashi's main idea was that ease leads to stagnation, so you should welcome discomfort. He thought there were several ways to reach the top of the mountain, and that not knowing the way was not a dead end, but a chance to find new ones. To use this way of thinking in your everyday life, start by welcoming difficulties instead of avoiding them. Also, keep in mind that every great success story starts with doubt. If you change the way you think about uncertainty, you can get rid of fear and doubt and face life with confidence, knowing that you can make every situation into a chance no matter what. Lesson 5. Trust yourself and your ability to adapt. The famous warrior Miyamoto Musashi thought that the best way to deal with uncertainty is not to try to be in complete control, but to trust that you can handle whatever comes your way. He thought that life isn't a single, planned path, and that when you trust yourself, you focus on going forward, knowing that you can make changes as needed. A lot of people have trouble with confusion because they don't trust themselves to handle it. Musashi told his students not to be afraid of the unknown, but to have complete faith in their skills and abilities. To believe yourself this much, you need to show that you can do it. Think about how many times in your life you have been uncertain and still found a way to get through it. Realizing this is important because it helps you remember that you are stronger and more flexible than you think. Another way to build trust in uncertain scenarios is to use discomfort as a learning tool. Musashi thought that the only way to get stronger was to face challenges, and that the only way to fight well is to train. You don't have to always know the right thing to do to trust yourself. You just have to believe that you can figure things out as you go. Ultimately, fear is the enemy, not doubt. When you believe yourself completely, you let go of your fears and move into a state of confidence, flexibility, and inner peace. You will know that you have everything you need to handle anything that life throws at you.